Do you still feel that energy, Heather?
Yeah.
Are you standing in front of me? And I just got the chills, by the way. Is that you? Because I'm feeling it. Did you just walk up to me? You have to be in that room. I think you're playing with me right now. So we're back here at the 1916 Globe train station, and there's some unfinished business that we want to take care of. A few experiments that we want to conduct that we didn't get a chance to get to on our initial investigation at this place. You know, it's so far, you know, we set up static cameras and we've experienced some pretty interesting energy at this point. You know, we're going to just, like I said, we're going to conduct many experiments, or a few at least, to try to figure out what's going on with that energy. Did you have anything to add? Like any experiences you would like to?
No, just that we're excited to jump back in and you know, take off where we left off. So.
Yeah, and just before we do proceed with our investigation, I do want to give a special thanks to Molly for giving us the opportunity to come back to this beautiful building, to be able to experience it. I can't thank her enough, and but without further ado, Heather and I, we're going to start our investigation, and you're going to come along with us. So here we go. So we're going to go up to the second floor, start our investigation up here. As we mentioned in the opening here, there seems to be some kind of interesting energy that's permeating on the second floor up here. Similar to what it was doing the last time we were here.
So I just heard a man's voice go when you were talking that said, "Oh God."
You heard an old man's voice say, "Oh my God"?
No, not an old man, just a guy's.
Say, "Oh God"?
Yeah, as you were walking up the stairs, as you were talking, it sounded like you were saying, "Yeah, over here," then "Oh God," and then you kept talking.
Where'd you hear that at?
As we were going up the staircase, at that step right there.
Is there somebody here with us right now that would like to add to my little intro? Man, I didn't hear that at all.
I did.
So this looks to be some kind of storage space. Yeah, this is crazy active tonight. I do feel like there's a lot more energy from the get-go starting, you know, tonight than it was the first time we were here.
Well, I also think they've gone through more stuff because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot more artifacts.
Artifacts, yeah.
Artifacts, thank you.
So you're thinking that maybe bringing
Sorry.
the artifacts in? No, it's okay.
Going up and down the staircase, you start losing.
Hey, did you close this
I
door?
did.
Okay.
I did.
We're gonna go through this door. We're gonna.
I went in there.
You went in here? I'm gonna go and check in here real quick. So Heather has actually got a camera tied to her, so she's gonna be filming in regular non-IR mode. So when I go into night vision a bit later, we're gonna have a couple perspectives of what we're seeing in the dark and what we're gonna see under night vision. So I look forward to that. If there's anything or anybody here with us right now, please give us a sign of your presence. Oh, that was kind of a quick little.
Oh, so you're
Had me jolted me for a second.
Oh, the person?
Yeah, interesting. Not sure. Do you know any information on this?
This is probably somebody that was a writer that was passing through a globe.
Yeah, there. Look like they just installed them.
Yeah.
A little paint job and.
All the windows are new.
So yeah, if you wanna be nice and interact with Heather and I as we walk through this building, you are welcome to do so. we urge you to do so. Good way to interact with us, to let us know that you're here, is to either say something. There is a red light on this camera or on this device that I'm holding. You could also, kindly move things around. Maybe not drop things on the floor or hit the wall, but just move an item in a room that we're in to let us know that you're here with us right now. You can even tap on the window or knock on the wall or the door. But we openly invite you to give us a sign of your presence and to interact with us. Do you hear something? You have some major sensitivities this time around, Heather. It's kind of interesting. Oh, that's also interesting. Mm-hmm. Cross on the bed. I think these are props for, I think they film here, don't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So a lot of this stuff isn't, things that are left from the glory days of the train depot, but more so for props for movies and all that.
Are you okay with them remodeling the train station?
If you're not okay with them remodeling the train station, give us a knock on the wall or a window. If there's anybody here with us right now, seems pretty quiet up here tonight. It was full of energy before. Don't let us scare you off. So if you want to, give us a sign of your presence, that could be another thing that you could potentially do, is to open one of these doors. Actually, to close one of these doors. They're already open. Think you could do that for us?
Was that you?
Yeah.
Was that you?
What are you hearing, babe? I feel like you guys are scared of us. There's nothing to be scared of. So if you're here in this building with us, you're not really giving us any signs of your presence. I asked you earlier for So Heather's asking me to sit down for a second. So I guess I'll sit down for a second.
And be quiet.
Was there stuff that you were hearing?
Yeah, when you were further down there, that's why I put my hood up. I was sitting there, and then I could hear crinking of the floor behind me. I had my eyes closed, and I was like really concentrating on sound. And then it sounded like when you were in one of the rooms, it sounded like somebody was walking on the staircase, like a crinkling sound. Like eek, irk, irk.
There is something here.
I mean, there has to be
No,
because.
because like right on my arm is just tingling.
So Heather said her arms are tingling right now. So
Like you know when you get goosebumps?
yeah,
Like that kind of tingling.
if there's whoever's interacting with Heather right now, can you come over and do that to me so we can confirm that your presence is here? And if you don't want to come near me, I can understand that. There's a REM pod on this table or a device on this table with a red light. Can you go touch that light? And that device will not harm you in any way. Was that you that just moved something down the hallway here? Can you do that again? There's that gauge down there with that green light. Can you go touch that green light for us? Oh wow, the camera's getting really blurry right now. That's interesting. Oh, there, whatever that was, it went away, but something definitely. And I'm got really good lighting right now, so they shouldn't get blurry like that just on its own. So there's that green light on that K2 or that gauge down there, that device. Will you please touch that device to make the colors go more or turn yellow, then orange, then red? Heather's receiving a phone call.
Did you hear that? Sound like someone opened. What? What?
This thing was going crazy.
You're scaring me. I'm just getting my phone. I'll be right back.
Like right in this area right here,
Mm-hmm.
where it's going off, I can feel like a breeze.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to communicate with us? Whatever it is, it keeps messing with that REM pod in there.
Interestingly enough, during our initial walkthrough on the second floor, we encountered numerous experiences, including unexplained sounds, strange ethereal voices, and the unprompted and unnerving creaking of the floor. The one remaining constant was the endless energy we continued to experience on the upper part of the staircase. In particular, it seemed as though something was trying to obtain Heather's attention while we were traversing the stairs throughout the investigation. The following video segments is a combination of our initial walkthrough of the second floor, followed by a series of clips that showcases varying unexplained anomalies captured by the unblinking eye of the ultraviolet camera that was positioned in the first office on the second floor. Please leave comments that may offer a rationale explanation of what was captured on this camera, in addition to things that were missed during the production of this video.
Do you feel anything, Heather? Definitely had some activity. Before we left, we were setting up the static cameras, and there was definitely some strange energy flowing through this top floor. Do you still feel that energy, Heather?
Yeah, I do feel a little bit.
What's wrong?
I They're talking.
You sure it's not outside? I mean, I'm not saying it's outside, but
It's not outside.
there's potentiality
It's coming from inside.
coming from inside. Okay, what are you hearing? I don't like this. Okay, we're gonna head downstairs and I'm gonna put a light on this camera because I don't like this. My headlamp, it's causing the shadow of the IR lights. So we'll be right back up here. Is that door? Okay. Can you turn that back on, right? The REM Pod? Okay. So we're gonna head back down. And I'm gonna put a lamp on my camera so I can stop seeing silhouettes of the IR lights that are positioned on the top of my camera. Because of my headlamp.
Before our investigation, we set up 3 static cameras in the train depot, while a static camera was placed in the museum adjacent to the train depot, and then we left the location for a few hours. The camera you see here is an ultraviolet camera, which was placed in the first office on the 2nd floor and played a significant role in capturing unexplained phenomena as it faced the 2 open doors leading to the main hallway. The night vision camera you see here was placed in the 2nd office at the end of the main hallway, facing the 2 open doors. Another night vision camera was placed in the main hallway, just outside the 2nd office, facing north toward the staircase. Lastly, a night vision camera was centrally placed in the museum to watch over most of the native and historic artifacts affixed to their respective display cases. So what exactly is this museum that I'm referring to?
We talked about this last time. It is the original depot and the train
Okay.
before these buildings were put. And this is a tip of the corner of that same building.
Oh.
And then this is almost exact, well, it was back over a little bit, but that parking lot on the other side
Yeah.
of the depot, that's where that Dominion Hotel was. And
Okay.
burnt down 1980s, I think. But that's the original depot building there. And
Nice.
it mimics the Pickle Barrel building.
Okay.
It's almost
The one you were talking about from earlier. Okay.
yeah. This is, you can, a lot of people think that this is Pickle Barrel, but they were two companion, like matching buildings. And theirs was specifically for everything coming in from the Old Dominion line. The depot would be right back in here. So this is that Dominion Hotel again, and then this would be where yours is. This again is a picture of that Grand Hotel, and we have
Oh, okay.
presidents that stayed there.
That's the Dominion you were talking about. Okay.
Yeah. And that had a big atrium in the middle. So a lot of our buildings were designed, like even the courthouse, if you've ever gone in there, it's
No.
this big skylight and then a copper
That's awesome.
banister and staircase. So they call them like conductive
Yeah.
vortex
Yeah.
type
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Perspective again, that's the Dominion
Okay.
there, and then that's the end of the block. We've lost several of the buildings, several are still there. This one even burnt down the European Hotel, but we were able to salvage the marquee there, and that is currently, we restored
Okay,
it.
over there. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then all of these things, we have to reset them, they're kind of slumping. But all of these have been donated from the different hotels, so the original logbooks, the original keys, a suit made by the Jewish, he was just well known to be the finest tailor, you know.
Wow.
But even like this case over here is dedicated to The Great White Hope, which was James Earl Jones's first movie, and that was filmed here. So this banner above was
Okay.
created for that. Several things downtown. correlate with that film that was 20th Century Fox. And they poured dirt on the streets and put false fronts
Really?
on the buildings. We're talking 70s. But
Yeah.
James Earl Jones, we tell the kids,
Yeah.
you know, this is Darth Vader, so they call this the Star Wars Museum.
The Star Wars
But
Museum.
it gets them to want to come back
Yeah.
in and learn more about it.
That's awesome.
The nice thing is his half-brother, Matthew Earl Jones, is the film commissioner for the state of Arizona now.
Oh, okay.
That's a good plus for us. We have things from the Odd Fellows, and of course all of these, you know, little bits and pieces from just obscure, like the owl and the eagle and things. It's just they're fraternities that don't really exist, but everything was a fraternity back then, right?
Yeah.
Right.
These were things that were just donated to us because we were doing this passion project. So we're super thankful for that.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, in going through this, like, have there been any claims of any kind of activity in this building?
This one, tons.
Really?
Tons, yeah.
So what are some of the claims?
We
of-
know, so originally the offices were up there and this
Okay.
was all storage.
Okay.
So God bless you, brother. So this was storage, so anything that was shipped, and that's why we've kind of set it up with the tickets and tags on everything.
Yeah.
It was more like a UPS or FedEx. So if you ordered something in, it would be freighted in
Okay.
our freight office. So, and then you could come pick up said item and the like. Where next door, the baggage claim, where
Yeah.
you heard the voice,
Mhm.
was more like luggage from the train.
Okay.
You know, like personal belongings kind of stuff. This was more like bigger things and
You
packages.
said that, like, you also would take bodies.
Absolutely,
Was
yeah.
it in this one?
This
Okay.
one.
So
Oh, this is the one. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so every transfer in and transfer out would have come through here. We
Okay.
know of a suicide in here.
Suicide,
That one of the workers during the Depression
Okay.
left a note for his wife in his pocket
Oh.
and took some sort of acid and not trippy acid like
Yeah.
carbolic acid. Yeah, death acid. Yes. Now we know of a gentleman being crushed on the tracks. We know of one family that the family doesn't even know where she's buried, but they come regularly.
Yeah.
At least in the old days, they used to come annually and leave flowers on the tracks for grandma that, you know, they didn't have enough money, that she got sick on the train, they got off at Globe.
Oh.
You know, it was one of those things, and she died, and then the son, I guess, family member buried her by the tracks. That's all they said. So they never knew where she was. So they would come leave that. We have just a lot of random things.
Random
You know,
things,
and
yeah.
you always wonder if they're attached to things as
Yeah,
well.
the problems.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do get a lot of stories of place. And we know that, like the Spanish flu in our region,
Okay.
the first known Spanish flu victim was a train worker.
A
So
train
it
worker.
all was based out of here. And we lost a lot of people during that as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
One of the gal, in fact, Tom's secretary, remembered her essentially mother-in-law or grandma figure telling the story over and over again. She used to still have night terrors and wake up thinking of it. But when she was a young teenager, the son of the mortician thought it was cool, and he was trying to court her and thought it was cool and brought her over to see something that was cool, and it was during that time, and it was all the bodies hanging on meat hooks.
What?
And she never forgot it and was tormented about it. And because so many people had passed, it was pretty
Wow.
traumatic still for her. And
Yeah.
so this picture over here is with the three young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
If you look closely, it's the courthouse to the left and the jail to the right, and Woolworths in the background. So they're standing right under the catwalk.
Oh,
And you can see their little carriage in the background, and that was Mrs. Bernstein. Well, she became Mrs. Bernstein. The picture next to it was Abe Bernstein, who played baseball and was here traveling with another team, and she stole his heart.
Oh.
And she traveled with the team, we're told, for a while, and then brought him back home, and he played for the Globe team,
Okay.
which was a big team back in the day.
Yeah.
And then they opened up a jewelry store, and he did jewelry for years, and then eventually they bought that Woolworth building, ironically, that she's standing right there. So.
When you say the Woolworth building, is that the Woolworth's retail chain of the? Okay,
Yeah.
I remember that store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was one from the early 1900s.
Yeah.
So it's one of the oldest ones, and ironically, Globe would not let them close it.
Oh.
So they waited, and they saved it for the last to be closed. We're told west of the Rockies, and people came from everywhere, like sad, you know, like it was a big deal. But people still come back to town saying, "We came to town, you know, as kids when
Yeah.
the last Woolworths was closing." So
That's crazy.
so, and then this picture is one of my favorite. At the jail, we talk about the Kingsley Oil story.
Yeah,
We talked a little
yeah.
bit about that.
Mm-hmm.
So the only witness that saw the murderer come out the front door of the courthouse.
Okay.
It says in the history log and the coroner's inquest trial that he had come out of a drinking house called the Lodge. And because it was a drinking house, they
Yeah.
threw his testimony out. But it's the only known photograph that we have of the Lodge. And there's a sign.
Okay.
And then right above it would be where Tom's office is now.
Really?
So that's that same building. So this, if you look really close, it's kind of hard because I have it under glass, but
Yeah.
in the windows, if you look close, you can see the courthouse. You can see everything on the opposite side of the street.
Oh, okay, yeah, the
So in a lot of
reflection.
old photos will do that because it was that old watery glass,
Yeah.
right? So it gave you, if you ever have an old photograph and you're trying to place where it is, sometimes it's a trick. Take a loop to the old windows and you can kind of see. But again, all the way faint in the background, your benchmark point is that Old Dominion hotel, and then this was that. I just forgot the name of it. The corner building. Oh my
The
God.
corner building.
I can't believe I forgot the name of it.
Did you hear it as soon as we came up, or was it always on?
So if we need this for anything,
Why are you taking the IRs off?
because I'm going in regular vision right now, and then when I go in night vision, it'll be. While Heather takes that phone call, I'm gonna head back upstairs. So now I'm heading up the staircase alone here. I'm giving you an opportunity to communicate with me. Whatever's going on is it keeps triggering that Dead Rem Pod. I think we might need to reset this. If you're standing here interacting with that device, Can you step away from it so it stops? Will you move away from that, please, for me? So I can confirm that the device isn't malfunctioning or has some kind of issue. I don't believe it's you. But if you step away from it, then I'll know it's you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to move that REM pod. I feel like it's. I don't know, I feel like maybe there might be something wrong with it. I'm not entirely sure. I really haven't had it go off on that consistent level. So it's hard to determine whether it's an error on the device or if something's really interacting with it. So let's go ahead and. So see that door right there? I'd be highly interested in you closing that door for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put this REM pod in the other office. Yeah, I'll go over here. I don't want to walk in the way in the other one. So I'm in the other office right now. So I did turn it off. If it comes back on, then that's just the result of some powerful energy coming through this room. So anyway, I'll go ahead and resume. I don't know. There's got to be more to this than what you're giving us right now. Are you standing in front of me? And I just got the chills, by the way. Like, not what I mean by chills is I just got cold, like a burst of cold energy. Is that you? because I'm feeling it. Can you do that again? That was strange. Can you do that again for me? Was that you, that cold, like, ball of air that went through my face, around my neck area? If that was you, I want to say thank you very much. There we are again. And at the exact same moment, and it could be that I'm passing an open door, but I felt a breeze again. And let me just tell you that these windows are shut. But at this very moment, my camera's blurred, and you know, I'm not saying, you know, marking that as a paranormal experience, but that's just kind of a coincidence that it is still kind of chilly too right here. So maybe it's just in this spot. But if that's you, I want to thank you for, again, giving me a sign of your presence by shooting me with a big blast of cold air and making my camera get all fuzzy and blurry. Thank you for that. So it's right in this area. It could be that it's just in this open door, and it's just air being pushed through from those windows and circulating in the rooms. So I don't know. So you'll notice items scattered on the floor. Each one of these items serves a purpose. That purpose is for you to interact with them. I also have a gauge in my left hand, which I see something. Are you interacting with it? Are you here with me right now? Okay, it spiked just a bit. Like I said, I feel like there's more to this than what we've been able to experience with your minimal communication efforts. I didn't drive all the way from Buckeye to Globe to talk to myself in an old historic building. I want you to please yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. Did you just tap on the wall for me? Can you do that again? Could have been the building settling, of course. It being an old building, those things are going to happen. So if you are able to speak into this device that I'm holding, you know, feel free to say anything. And if it doesn't even relate to the questions I'm asking you or the statements I'm making, that's fine. Because anything that comes from your voice or your energy is much appreciated. Did you used to live in Globe? Oh, shoot. Did you just walk up to me? Dude, that was freaking creepy. When I asked that question, and I do hope I got that on video, or actually on audio, but it felt like somebody took a step behind me. But like, I can't even explain. I do hope I got that on audio. So if that was you attempting to communicate with me, I appreciate that. So I'll ask that question again. Maybe that will propel you to do that again. But did you used to live in Globe? That was crazy. Wow. And if you did live in Globe, did you pass away here too? Almost lost my camera. Because right at the same time I asked that question, this K2 meter was going off like crazy. It was like right here. I mean, obviously it was moving energy because it's definitely not going off again. There's no consistency with the milligauss levels. That's crazy. Those are experiences that I really appreciate. Did you just move something in this room? Are you standing in front of me? You just moved something in that room, didn't you? Did you want me to come back into that room? You're trying to lure me back in this room, aren't you? I'm a friendly person. You don't have to be afraid of me, okay? I'm seriously here. But once again, thank you for attempting again to communicate with me or to obtain my attention as I was 2 rooms away. Getting some spikes in this room. So I see that you're interacting with Gage, and I appreciate that. Can you show yourself? Will you show yourself? And if you don't have the energy to do that, can you like knock on the wall for me real quick? Okay, so you just interacted with this gauge. It just spiked up to, it looked like it was orange. It could have been yellow. Did you want to do that again? It's by this door. right here. Don't be afraid. Okay, so you're interacting with it now. Can you make that spike up to yellow, orange, maybe even red for me? So at this very moment, the air just turned on. So there might be a little interference on the sound. So I see you're interacting with this gauge. Can you throw a little more energy into this and make it spike up higher than this? Whoa, how's it come? As soon as I take the K2 meter out of the camera's view, it spikes up higher than this 2.0 milligauss reading. Actually, it's more reading 1.75. Okay, so now we're turning yellow. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Can you make that go even higher than that? I appreciate that. Thank you. You see, I'm not hurting you. I have no desire to harm anybody or anything in here. Can you make that go to orange? I can stand here all day until you go up to orange. Okay. Can't be my camera either because it doesn't give off any kind of EMF waves at all. So it is definitely persistent in this area. It did spike to yellow off camera. Go figure, eh? Yeah, so I think I'm going to prepare to go into night vision mode. So I'm in night vision mode now, and I'm going to proceed with doing the second floor. In night vision, I literally cannot see anything in front of me. The only thing that I have is a viewfinder. So occasionally you're going to see me use a flashlight. So that flashlight will help guide me so I don't step on things like that. But here we go. Okay, so I'm in a little... So I'm in a different mode right now. This allows me to see you. If you were able to go in front of the screen, I'm able to pick you up or film you if you were to materialize. So feel free to show yourself. This will not be harmful to you at all, the process of filming you. Me documenting you in spirit form for everybody else to see. I know there's somewhere on the floor here. Okay, okay. So I'm gonna ask basically the same questions as I have been, but feel free to say anything that you would like. Do you think you could was that you that just tapped on the window? Did you just tap on something? It sounded like a window. Could you do that again? I also heard some movement in the next room over. Are you in the next room over? Like across the hallway? In a different room? Can definitely make my way over there right now. That's one thing about night vision, you really can't see where you're going. You're in pitch darkness. The only light I have is the ambient lights from the lighting outdoors. As you can see, there's street lights. Those are the only lights that I have to... I'm guessing that sound that I just heard was a result of my footstep. Anyhow. Get my K2 meter out and I do feel like when you're in night vision mode, you're a little more vulnerable and your sensitivity to the unknown becomes more prevalent, I guess you can say. And I just feel more, the vulnerability is like much greater, but it's a good feeling. Okay. Did you just move in that room over there? You have to be in that room. Could you do more than just lightly move things or step on the floor? Are you playing around with me right now? I think you're playing with me right now. Getting some spikes, but it's like nothing too crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do that again. I don't know if you can see that. Sometimes you can't see these spikes, but so whoever's communicating with me, I want to thank you. Feel free to speak into this red light on this device in my right hand. Oh wow, it's spiking over here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna go check on Heather real quick. Are you standing here with me right now? So here's the deal. I don't know if what I'm hearing are voices from outside, or I'm actually hearing voices in here. It's crazy. I hope my audio is picking it up, but I am gonna head downstairs for a second. Do a check on Heather. She probably fell asleep. But yeah, there's definitely some energy going on upstairs. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I am going to place this camera somewhere on the staircase, and then we're gonna let these run for a little while, and then we're gonna be back. Maybe have it run. Right here. I don't know how much time left I have on this camera, so let's do that. All right. So yeah, there's that that item on the staircase. So just, please feel free to touch that item. It'll light up for you. Heather, what did you just say?
At this point, our time at the 1916 Globe Train Depot was winding down as Heather and I decided to exit the building to discuss the next phase of our investigation. I placed this camera on the upper part of the staircase on the second floor facing the descending steps, as it captured the occasional energy spikes from the K2 meter and an oddly opaque anomaly as it drifted from left to right. Unfortunately, we weren't able to investigate the museum, and the only night vision camera that we placed in this building did not capture anything out of the ordinary. Even though our investigation concluded, the buildings will continue to tell their story for many years to come. As for us, we will continue to share our supernatural experiences From the numerous unexplained events we encountered during the few investigations at this location, we firmly believe that this building hosts a variety of spiritual energy and paranormal attachments that find solace here at the 1916 Globe train station and museum in Globe, Arizona. Until our next Eerie exploration.
Keeping myself pretty and snappy, I'm keeping myself thinking I'm happy. I've been on the shelf, keeping myself for you, dear. Making myself dresses and laces, I'm taking myself nowhere and places. What more can I do? Keeping myself for you. Oh, you're arms, I hold you close to me. It's a thrill to know that soon you'll be. Gee, keeping myself, saying you're coming, I'm keeping myself. Weeping and humming, I've been on a shelf.